What happens when you blend mung beans? Most people have no idea. Instead of making the usual mung bean soup, you can transform them into a silky smooth, delightfully chewy, refreshing summer dessert that's surprisingly delicious. With nothing more than mung beans, you can make homemade mung bean jelly that's smoother, richer, and even tastier than anything you can buy at the store. Once you try this recipe, you may never cook mung bean soup the old way again. Let's get started. Prepare 500 grams of dried mung beans. First, take a few minutes to sort through the beans and remove any that are damaged, insect-eaten, have tiny holes, are shriveled, or have changed color. Removing these beans at the beginning will give your finished dessert a cleaner flavor and a much more beautiful color. Next, place the mung beans in a large bowl and add plenty of clean water. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Don't just swirl them around a few times and pour the water out. Instead, gently rub the beans together with your hands. This friction helps loosen dust, dirt, and any lightweight or empty beans that float to the surface, making them much easier to remove. Then replace the water and rinse the beans 2 to 3 more times until the water runs completely clear. Now add fresh water until it stands a few centimeters above the beans. Soak the beans in cold water for 3 to 6 hours, or preferably overnight if you have the time. Although hot water softens the beans more quickly, soaking them in cold water preserves their natural flavor and produces a much smoother texture after blending. When the beans are properly soaked, each one will be plump, lighter in color, and will split apart easily when gently squeezed between your fingertips. Beans that have absorbed enough water blend much more easily and also reduce the strain on your blender blades, allowing the machine to work more efficiently. Next, transfer all of the soaked mung beans to a blender. If you're making a large batch, blend the beans in several batches. Add enough water to completely cover the beans. Turn on the blender. Let it blend a little longer than you normally would. The smoother the beans are blended, the softer, silkier, and more melt in your mouth the finished dessert will be. Your blender will also work more efficiently, producing a smoother and more even mixture. Once everything is blended, prepare a clean cheesecloth or a very fine mesh strainer. Pour the entire mixture through it and squeeze thoroughly. Don't rush this step. This is what determines how silky the final dessert will be. Once all of the pulp has been completely removed, the mung bean liquid will become smooth and creamy, without any graininess, allowing the finished jelly to set with a soft, chewy, and incredibly silky texture. After squeezing out all the liquid, transfer the pulp to another bowl. Since the pulp still contains plenty of starch, we're going to extract it one more time. Don't forget to rinse out the blender and pour that water into the bowl as well. Then, use your hands to gently squeeze and mix everything together. This helps release any remaining starch still trapped in the pulp. Pour the mixture through the cheesecloth once again and strain it a second time. The liquid from this second straining still contains a significant amount of starch, so don't throw it away. Once you're finished straining, you'll notice a layer of foam floating on top of the mung bean liquid. Skim off the foam and discard it. Next, let the liquid sit undisturbed for 2 to 3 hours, allowing the starch to slowly settle to the bottom. Don't throw away the mung bean pulp just yet. It still contains plenty of fiber and rich mung bean flavor. You can mix it with flour to make mung bean cakes, pancakes, or other delicious desserts. It's a great way to make full use of every ingredient, reduce waste, and enjoy homemade food that's completely free from preservatives and artificial additives. Once the starch has completely settled, carefully pour off the clear liquid on top into a separate container. Don't throw this liquid away. We'll be using it again in a moment. After the starch has been separated, this liquid consists mainly of water, dissolved proteins, natural sugars, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds. You can use it to cook porridge or soup, mix it with milk or coconut milk to make a nutritious drink, or use it as the cooking liquid for dumplings, or add it to batters and doughs. to make the most of the remaining protein and minerals. The thick layer settled at the bottom is pure raw mung bean starch. This natural starch is exceptionally clean and silky smooth. Using it to make mung bean jelly produces a pleasantly chewy texture, a beautiful natural color, and a dessert that's much healthier than many store-bought versions, which may contain alum or artificial coloring. Scoop about 150 grams of the settled mung bean starch into a saucepan. Add about 750 milliliters of the reserved mung bean liquid. Next, add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Stir well to dissolve the salt, while also mixing the starch thoroughly back into the mung bean liquid until everything is completely smooth. The salt won't make the dessert taste salty. Instead, it enhances the natural sweetness of the mung beans, creating a richer, more balanced flavor. Continue stirring until you can scoop up the mixture with a spoon without seeing any white starch settled at the bottom of the pan. Next, prepare a mold for the jelly. Here I'm using a baking tray. You can also use a bowl, a plate, or any mold you already have at home. Pour a small amount of water into the tray, then tilt and swirl it so the entire surface is coated with a thin layer of water. This simple trick makes it incredibly easy to remove the jelly from the mold once it has set. Set it aside. Place the saucepan over low heat and stir continuously in one direction. This helps the mixture cook evenly, become clearer, and develop a smoother, more delicate texture. It also distributes the heat evenly, preventing the starch from forming lumps or sticking to the bottom of the pan. Keep stirring until the mixture becomes translucent, thick and glossy, and starts to bubble gently. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. That's how you'll know it's fully cooked. As soon as it reaches this stage, remove it from the heat immediately. Quickly pour the entire mixture into the prepared tray. Use a spoon or a spatula to smooth the surface evenly. This step helps the finished jelly set with a smooth, attractive top. Next, gently lift the tray and tap or shake it a few times. This allows any trapped air bubbles to rise to the surface and burst. As a result, the finished jelly will be firm, silky smooth, and completely free of air pockets. Then, leave the tray undisturbed until the jelly has fully set. If you'd like to enjoy it sooner, simply place it in the refrigerator to chill and set more quickly. While waiting for the mung bean jelly to set, let's prepare the sauce. First, crush 5 to 7 cloves of garlic with the side of a knife. Then, finely mince them. Prepare a few bird's eye chilies and slice them into thin rounds. The heat from the chilies instantly awakens your taste buds while adding beautiful little red specks throughout the sauce. Place the garlic and chilies in a bowl. Next, season with 2 tablespoons light soy sauce, 1½ tablespoons aromatic vinegar, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon pepper powder. Omit if you don't enjoy the numbing sensation. 1 tablespoon chili oil or shrimp oil. Just 1 tablespoon is enough to give the sauce a beautiful glossy red color and a rich aromatic flavor. Stir everything together until all the ingredients are fully combined into a slightly thick, wonderfully fragrant sauce with the perfect balance of tangy, spicy, savory, and subtly sweet flavors. It looks so delicious, you'll want to dip a piece in right away. Once the jelly has completely set, it will release from the mold with almost no effort. Simply invert the tray, lift it away, and the entire block of jelly will slide out perfectly intact. The jelly looks soft, springy, and crystal clear, almost like agar jelly. Now cut it into any shape you like. Take a moment to look inside. You'll notice an incredibly smooth, moist texture with almost no air bubbles at all. The freshly cut surface is glossy and reflects the light beautifully, a clear sign that the jelly has the perfect softness and chewiness. Next, cut it into thin strips. It's surprisingly satisfying to slice, feeling every bit as smooth and delicate as cutting a block of agar jelly. Even after being cut, the strips remain soft, chewy, and wonderfully elastic. Even when you bend them back and forth with your hands, they won't break apart. That's a sign of just how wonderfully chewy and elastic the jelly is. Transfer all of the jelly into a plate. Now simply pour the prepared sauce over the top. The sauce flows into every little gap between the jelly strips, coating each piece with a beautiful glossy sheen. Take a bite, and you'll immediately notice the silky smooth texture combined with a light, satisfying chew. Then comes the gentle tang of the vinegar, the perfectly balanced savory sweetness of the soy sauce, the pleasant heat from the chilies, and the fragrant aroma of garlic and toasted sesame, all blending beautifully with the naturally nutty flavor of the mung beans. The more you chew, the more the flavors unfold, creating a dish that is both wonderfully refreshing and deeply flavorful without ever feeling heavy. From a distance, the large, glossy pieces of jelly even resemble slices of meat. But the moment you bite into one, it reveals a cool, silky texture that gradually melts in your mouth, creating a truly delightful surprise. This is the perfect dish for hot summer days. It's wonderfully cooling, refreshes your palate, and is flavorful enough to enjoy alongside steamed rice or serve as a delicious appetizer. Not only is it much more economical than buying it, but it's also completely free from artificial additives. Since you choose every ingredient yourself, it's both safer and more delicious. Many people who have tried it say it tastes even better and more fragrant than the versions served at restaurants. If you enjoy refreshing dishes for summer, this is one recipe you definitely shouldn't miss. Try it just once, and it may very well become the dish you'll want to make again and again all summer long. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.